Disappearances are never a familiar thing to experience. They're things you hear about on the news, watching movies, TV, or on the internet. But when the missing person is somebody you might be used to seeing on TV every day, it becomes surreal. There one day and gone the next. Today, we're going to talk about the disappearance of news anchor Jodi Huisentruit. Jodi was born June 5, 1968, raised in Long Prairie, Minnesota. She was the youngest daughter of Maurice and Imogene Huisentruit. In high school, she excelled in golf. Her team even won a Class A golf tournament in 1985 and 1986. After high school, Jodi attended St. Cloud State University, where she studied mass communication and speech communication, graduating with a bachelor's degree in 1990. Jodi knew she wanted to be a reporter, though her first job after college was with Northwest Airlines. She began her broadcasting career in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with KGAN as a station's bureau chief. She then returned to Minnesota for a job with KSAX in Alexandria, before going back to Iowa for a position as a news anchor with KIMT. Jodi was well liked by her family and peers. She knew what she wanted to do in life, and she went for it 100%. In a late January 1994 diary entry, Jodi wrote, "Improve my career, make more money, communicate, have more impact on a larger audience, get the Huisentruit name out, make mom proud." 4 a.m. on Tuesday, June 27, 1995, KIMT producer Amy Coons noticed that Jodi had failed to show up to work as scheduled. She was able to contact Jodi by phone, who said she had overslept and was on her way. By 6 a.m., she still hadn't arrived, so Coons filled in for her during the morning show. By 7 a.m., KIMT staff knew something was wrong. Jodi never skipped work and had been on her way in, so they called the Mason City Police to check on her. What they found when they arrived was Jodi's red Mazda Miata in the parking lot, evidence of a struggle, but no Jodi. Personal items, including a bent key, were found around the area, and when her car was impounded for investigation, police discovered an unidentified palm print, but nothing else within it. Police interviewed 3 neighbors who had been home that morning. They said they heard screams at about the time Jodi would have likely been abducted. One neighbor reported seeing a white van parked with its lights on and its engine running in Jodi's parking lot about the same time. The van was never identified. The day before her disappearance, Jodi had attended a golf tournament. While there, she told friends of hers that she had been receiving prank phone calls and was thinking of going to the police and changing her number. The last known person to have seen Jodi was John Van Cease, a 22-year-older friend of Jodi's who stated, "She was like a daughter to me. She was like my own child." The weekend before Jodi's disappearance, John and some of her friends joined her on a water skiing trip. She was seen with 2 men who she'd met that weekend, and John seemed unenthused that she was spending time with them. Cold case investigator Steve Ridge said that Jodi and a female friend boarded the other men's boat. They were seen drinking and dancing on the boat's deck. He believes it's possible that a confrontation could have occurred that would have shed some light on the motive for Jodi's abduction. Some of Jodi's friends were suspicious of John, but others said that there was no way he would have hurt her. And later he passed a polygraph test in 1995, so he was never named an official suspect. In May 1996, about 1,000 volunteers searched the area of Cerro Gordo County and left flags to mark anything that appeared suspicious. Each flag was re-examined by law enforcement, but no promising evidence was located. Police and private investigators conducted more than 1,000 interviews, but none had resulted in conclusive evidence. Police have considered that Jodi had been stalked by an obsessed fan, but again, no evidence has confirmed that. In May 2001, Jodi was declared dead, though the case remains cold and on plenty of people's minds. Recently, on New Year's Eve 2019, vandals defaced a billboard of Jodi. The billboard is among 3 in Mason County, which shows a picture of her asking, "Someone knows something, is it you?" The words Frank Stearns Machine Shed were painted across the bottom half of the billboard. Frank was a longtime detective with Mason County Police who worked on Jodi's case. In 2007 and again in 2009, an informant told investigator Maria Ohl that Frank, along with 2 other officers, were involved in Jodi's abduction. Ohl told her supervisors, but nothing was done about it. Later, Ohl was terminated due to her handling of Jodi's case information. So, was it an obsessed fan, a trusted friend, or some police involvement? Another frustrating case that went cold immediately. After Jodi vanished, it felt like nothing could be done about it, even with the help of thousands of people. It's eerie that nobody could tell us who took Jodi from us that morning, and eerier still that it was so easy to do. I do hope she's alive and well, and I hope we find her one day. She was loved by her family, friends, and peers, and it's a shame that she never got to experience a majority of her life, if otherwise. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing for more true crime and horror content is on the way. Game with me on Twitch, contact me on Twitter, and as always, be well.